Hello, Par Dreaming. Thank you for joining us today. Rakesh Gupta, a senior solution architect, automation champion, and so much more, is here to help us pump up our marketing tech stacks with 10 productivity enhancing tools. Take it away, Rakesh.
Hey, thanks everyone. Thanks for joining my session at Part Dreaming, and we are going to talk about 10 apps that help you as a marketers to get most out of your Pardot investment or learning. And I'm a Salesforce MVP, automation champion, and I also run a Salesforce Automation Hour, a bi-weekly webinar series, which we run every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to learn about Salesforce flows, you do want to join, it is automationhour.com. With that said, here is the agenda. We will start with what we are going to discuss, my top 10 productivity tools countdown, and at the end, if time permits, we will take Q&As. This is one of my favorite quote: productivity is never an accident. It is always the result of commitment to excellence, intelligence, planning, and focus. Marketer, we do lots of things. We create a content, we promote the content, we grab the leads, we pass the leads. So if lots of things which you can automate, you can use the tools to improve your productivity. And if you are not doing that, you might be losing your time. Like for an example, as in marketers, we create content and promote, and you are capturing the leads, basically email. And if you have the dirty emails that which impact, and if you are passing the dirty emails directly an email, and if email is uh, basically did not deliver, then it will impact your sender domains and domain reputation. So we have lots of things to cover in this session. As I said earlier, data is king. So data is everything for marketers. If we have the right data, we can take the right decision at right time. With that said, how many of you have used add to calendar events when building an email campaign?
To launch that poll. So we're
All
just
right.
gathering some answers. Give it another few more seconds.
Thank you.
It looks like it's pretty evenly split. We've got 42% that say yes, 58% that say no, and I had seen it at an even 50-50 before.
All right. Good. Good to know that some of people are still already using add to calendar button. So it happened with you as an end user and as a marketer. So when you register for a webinar or upcoming event, and if you forget to add that event to your calendar, you miss it. And later you realize, okay, oh, so I missed a webinar last week. Because there is no add to calendar action on that email. Okay, I registered for the webinar. I receive a confirmation email, but there is no action for me. So what should I do? Nothing. I will delete that email, or I will keep, if I'm very enthusiastic person. So what I will do, I will manually create event in my calendar. But that's too much for an end user. And with doing that, you might be losing some of your prospect and business. Like this is one thing I learned. So in the last financial firm when I was working, we sending in bulk emails to our prospect, and first time we noticed that we did not add a calendar button, and the response was very bad because we have only 10 people attending a webinar which is given by our senior financial rep. So next time what we have done is we add a couple of buttons for the add to calendars in their different time zones and with their what operating system they are using, whether iOS or Android. And now what happened is we have seen from 10, so it is 253 participants was in the webinar. So how that is possible? So that is very simple. Eventable is an applications which allow you to create add to calendar button, and that you can put on your email, any outbound email that you are sending. Next, how many of you using any tools to validate emails on your form?
We've gone ahead and launched another poll for that and collecting responses.
Oh, thank you.
It looks like the no's are winning right now.
Oh, wow.
Give it another few seconds. Okay, so we've got 77% that are not using a validator and another 23% that are.
All right. So this is, I think, everyone should have to do this. So what happened is, as in marketers, we really focused on creating a content. Like we created a content white paper or some different kind of content, and we put it on the gated content. We make it a gated content so that we can capture the email address. Now, what happened is, it depends on what kind of gated content you created. So you can simply create a gated content, which is a simple forms, and you can ask user to enter the email address, and then you are just displaying or giving them a link to download the white paper. But what happens if someone enter a bad email address? Or how do you validate whether email domain is valid, or you or something else? So that is not possible with out of the box Pardot forms. There are different you can use. I have used this application called as Bright Verify, which helped me to validate email when someone entering it without going into the Pardot form. So it is one step less. So I can validate, okay, this is email domain is valid and this email is valid. So I am going to allow this user or prospect to download my content. Otherwise, no, you cannot download this content, which will help you to generate some quality leads. Because at the end, if you have the quality leads, then only you can able to convert that in the sales. Next. This is, okay, now you created an email, you have content is very, very good. Now, lots of people are struggling. Why my open rates are very low? So I have very good looking content. I hire a designer who design a very nice looking content. It looks very good on Android, iOS, Mac, and other platforms, but still my open rates is very, very low. And sometimes it also happen your email is ending up with a spam folder or junk folder. Why? Because there are some region. It might be possible that you are using some words which is maybe fall under spam for spam, or maybe some promotional words like exclamation marks, question mark, and there are other things. Now, how do you make sure that when you send an email, it at least reach to the inbox, not at least in the junk and promotion? And as a new marketer, it happened with me. So when I started my marketer journey in 2015, I did all these mistakes, and then I later found this nice tool called as Mail Tester. I hope many of you heard about this tool called as Mail Tester. What it does, it basically, it is a tool which is available, I think, free of cost. When you create an email, what you have to do is you have to just forward an email to this mail tester. And what mail tester will do is it will analyze and let you know that, okay, so this email has sending score 9.5. This is one of my sending score. But you can validate either it will give you 8.7, and this will give you some suggestion how you can improve. And this is very, very, very helpful because content creation is very good. Email, beautiful, very, very good. But if it's not reached a prospect or leads inbox, then it don't have any value. So utilize this to help your email to get a prospect inbox. And next, how many of you know about domain reputation and tracking a domain reputation?
Launching another poll. Do you know how to track your domain reputation? Yes or no? We have a lot more no's than yeses at this moment. So, yeah, we'll give it another few seconds, but it looks like we're 3/4 no, 1/4 yes.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, it's sticking pretty firmly there, 75-25. So, yeah, so we'll stick with that.
All right. Okay. So tracking email domain is very, very importance, because everything is looks good, but your sender domain, like I also send my emails for my blog mail.automationchampion.com, and if domain reputation is not good, it might be possible that Gmail is reading, okay, this email that we are receiving from this domain is often has a spam, like people are marking this as spam, or you sending unauthenticated email or something like that, and it started going to your junk folder of your prospect user or whatever. Now, how do you do this? So it is very easy to track email domain reputations. I use Google Postmaster. You can set up an account. It is free of cost. When you set up the Google Postmaster account, you have to validate your domain authentications. I bought my domain with the Google, so it is easier for me to validate. And again, it is just a few clicks. And once you validate it, now inside the Google Postmaster, you can able to track lots of things. IP reputation, so it will tell you what is your IP reputation. Then it will also tell you the domain feedback loop, which is basically tell you if someone has marked on your email Google, only on Google server. And this is, you can do it with a different, there are different other applications as well, but I prefer to stay with Google because most of my prospects are using a Gmail. And this will again tell you the delivery errors as well, whether rejection rate, temporary failure, and then spam count as well. And as well as you will also get SPF, DKIM, and DMRC as well for your email domain. And if you don't know what is SPF, DKIM, and DMRC, and you are a marketer, you have to learn about it, because those are the three key things you have to set for your outgoing email domain or subdomain to make sure that you are sending an authenticated email. SPF is good, but you have to, with the SPF, you have to have DKIM as well as DMARC. I am taking a minute pause if anyone has any questions at this point.
Yeah, Rakesh, we have had some questions on the content so far. One question we had was with the email validator. How can you check and see if you're using an external validator or not?
You have to, like, if you're new and you want to check whether the existing forms are using email validator or not, then you have to look at the forms and code. So you can able to see most of these forms give you a JavaScript code which you can put with your email forms, and then you can directly check.
Okay. So Pardot also has an included email validation option. Is that not good enough?
That is good enough, but that is just for a few things. But like, for example, if I want to check if that email is valid, if the email address someone is entering is an active email, so these software has that capability, which Pardot does not support, at least for my experience.
Okay.
Pardot can check it's a not free domain, it's a business email and all, but there are one step further.
Got it. Same thing with the spam checker. Most of the Pardot.org levels have the litmus email rendering, which also provides some spam checking in it. Same thing. Is that too light?
That is too light. These tools go ahead and give you more, like it help you as a teacher. It will help you like whether what things you are missing, and it is one step forward. But yes, litmus email is also good. At least if you're using that, that's a good point.
Okay, great. It looks like that's all we have right now. So definitely keep your questions coming in the chat, and we'll be able to address some more at the end.
All right. Next is, okay, now as a marketers, we create content. Okay, good. Now we are displaying the same content to different person again and again, again and again. Now, the different tools like Uber Flips will help you to display the right content to right people at the right time. And this is about the Uber Flip. It helps you to generate, not displaying the generic content to each and every user. It helps you to display the personalized content at every touch points. Again, some of the things are available in Pardot, but this is go a step forward. And next, how many of you are using RSS feed to send in emails to your customers when you publish a new blogs or you publish some new articles?
We've got some answers coming in. So far, it's a full vote for no. A couple of yeses came in. We'll give it a few more seconds. If y'all can hit the vote on your screen, that would be great. Definitely, predominantly no. 90% no is about the where we're at.
All right. And I think this is one of the features lots of people are not using. They still using manual email. So now what happened is you publish a blog post. So most of the time as a blogger or marketers, what we do, we go and manually create an emails with all the content and then send it. It takes some time, but what happened is few times you just create a blog post and you just want to notify your prospect leads or customers so that they can aware of it. And you same email, nothing else. You don't want to add any promotional things. Where the feed author come in the picture. So feed authors will read your feed, blog feeds or website feed, and based on if you have a new blog post, what it will do, it will take this and put into the sales Pardot email and then send an automated email to the prospect or lead or whatever email list you selected. So this will save some of your time. Again, I started using it, but I sometimes I switch back to the manual. Sometimes I use feed author, but this is one of the very good tools when it's come to send automated emails without you touch anything in between once you publish a blog post.
Rakesh, does Pardot have an RSS capability?
That I don't know.
I don't think
I don't think so, but I have to also explore.
Thank you.
If anyone knows if Pardot has RSS capability, please post your comment. Now, what happened when we send an email and sometimes we receive a response? If I send 10,000 emails to the 10,000 people or 50,000 people, and we started receiving a response. Now, how do you capture those responses? And in the response, sometimes you receive like, okay, their signature, their phone numbers or office address. Now, how do I manually update this? So drift email is one of the things which I only use twice, which what it does is basically it read all your emails and then check if the if phone number has changed, it will update the phone number. If it has title, or if someone is out of office, so you want to notify your sales team, say that, okay, this person is out of office, don't call in between these 2 days. So drift email has such capabilities. Now, Canva. How many of you are using Canva or have used Canva or edit.org to design content? Some of you. So this is also one of the good tools when it's come to designing a banner or you want to design poster or flyers for your marketing content. So this, you can go with the Canva or edit.org. Canva is free and paid as well. Edit.org is, I like edit.org because it's most of the things are free in the edit.org. So you may want to try if you haven't never used it. So this is basically, you don't have to have any designer experience. You can go ahead, there is frames. There are pre-designed content. You can use it. You can change the color. You can change the background and images, and you can start using this.
Yeah, I did pop up a quick poll on one, and it looks like quite a few people are using Canva, so almost 80%.
Oh, good. Yeah, most of the people are using Canva, and some of the people I found edit.org, which is also cool. Both are more or less, you don't need to any designer experience to design any banner flyers or any marketing content over these two tools. Good to know that people are using such tools. Now, next is how do you capture? Now, what happened is, as a marketer or the human being, you met some people and they gave you the visiting card. Now, how do I enter such visiting card as in Pardot? as in prospects. So initially I was wasting my time by manually entering, like, okay, I got in some like 50, 60 uh, those cards from my salespeople and marketing people, and they request me to, okay, can you enter those into Salesforce? And I was investing a couple of hours. And one day I was exploring how you can do automation on such things, because I don't want to sit and type and then there is a human error happen. Okay, you mistype some phone number and email. And then I found the one application which I like, very, very easy to use. I capture. It has iOS application, and what you have to do is nothing. Just scan it, and then it will give you the things, and that it will automatically integrate it with the Pardot, so it can capture the data as well. And if you are in the Salesforce, Salesforce has Apex's application, you can do that as well. So you can create a lead in the Salesforce and directly pass into the Pardot as well. But again, this is directly connected to the Pardot. Anyone use any applications like this? Sorry, go ahead.
Yep, we have just a few minutes left, so we're at like 4-minute time.
Okay. All right, we are almost there. All right, last but not least, integrating Pardot forms with WordPress. I hope most of you are using WordPress for your CMS, and I'm also using WordPress. And most of the uh, customer I have worked, 95% use the WordPress to host their content and website and all. So when you create Pardot and use Pardot and you have the WordPress, you don't have to use your HTML codes and deploy the forms manually. What you can do is you can install a plugin on WordPress, and what happens is anything that you create, any marketing content, it is directly available to your WordPress site. So you can select the form, and that's all, nothing else. No coding, nothing. And with that said, I hope you like the sessions, and feel free to share your apps which you use and what are the advantages of using it. You can follow me on social media and send me an email, rakesh@automationchampion.com, if you have any questions.
These were such great items to note, especially for people that are maybe new to the Pardot ecosystem, or even seasoned users will find value in just finding new tools to use.
Yes, I myself did lots of mistakes when I started Pardot and agent marketer. So these all are from my learnings.
Yeah, if only we had that crystal ball, right?
Yes,
I have the same thing. So we have a couple questions. Do you have a suggestion for a good integration for email building?
email building, you mean email templates?
Perhaps Jackie, if you want to add another note into the chat. And Karen's asking if you've ever tried the DOT business card with Pardot.
No.
Okay. Okay. Could you review what the email validation app was?
Email validations app was basically, it validated the email and tell you if email is a valid email, or it is an active email. It is not from any temporary emails. There are temp emails, and you want to make sure that it is not a temporary emails or one-time email, so that you can validate with the email validator.
Okay, the name of the tool was that Bright Verify?
Bright Verify, BRIT Bright Verify.
Thank you. And how about using Zapier to automate Pardot activity?
Yes, that is one of the best tools if you want to automate some of the things with Pardot. Yes, you can do that as well.
Great. Yeah, so Jackie was asking about email templates when she asked about a good integration for email building.
Okay, I have one thing right in my mind, but just don't commit right now. I will.
Okay.
I often do. I initially designed. Someone designed one email template for me in the past, and I use that. I'm not a market designer, but that's what I use. But there are lots of email template designer out in the market.
Yeah, Brian recommended Stencil for email building.
Sendblue, yes, Sendblue. I heard lots of people are using Sendblue.
Yeah, and so we're about at time, and just a reminder to everybody that's in the audience, this session is recorded, and the recording should be up and running fairly soon. We're saying within 2 hours, so so check back on the the Spot Me platform page. So Rakesh, thank you so much for this great session, and thank you to everybody for attending. And we have to give a big shout out to the Pardot sponsors, because without them, this event wouldn't be so fabulous. So thanks everybody, and have a
Thank
great rest
you.
of your day.
Thank you, everybody. It was a great learning for me as well. I learned about a few new applications. So thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.